Hi, I'm Matt with eTrailer. Today we're going to be talking about our Timbrens rear suspension enhancement system on our 2023 Jeep Gladiator. So we took off our tires so we can give you a better look at this. Now this is what it's going to look like when it's installed. It's just going to go into this jounce cup at the top. And taking a look at this jounce cup, this is more of a last-ditch effort to protect your axle because we're going to have this coil spring back here, but if you hit any really big bumps or anything like that, this is just going to stop your axle from making contact at the top. Now, this isn't that great. What's great about the Timbrens, though, is that this is going to give you more support and reduce a lot of that body roll. This is going to make sure nothing makes any contact up here and give you a better ride overall, especially when you have this loaded up or if you're going off-roading. And now that we got it installed all the way, you can kind of see how it compares to our jounce stoppers. You can see this, the lighter portion here, that's going to be the part that's going to stick up in this cup. And you can see that our Timbrens are almost about twice the size of these. So these are going to make contact a lot sooner, and it's going to give you a lot more protection and more stability overall. Now our Timbrens, they're going to look like this outside, and they're going to have a weight capacity of 3,000 pounds. Now you shouldn't be loading up your Jeep with 3,000 pounds in the back of the bed. I'd recommend just checking what your Jeep can handle too, but this is going to give you just a little bit more peace of mind, and it's going to make things stable overall too. And that's going to be also thanks to this very durable rubber. And what's nice about that is it's going to keep everything secure, and when you are hitting those bumps or loading this up with a lot of heavy items for long periods of time, it's going to prevent that wear and tear on your suspension. It's going to keep everything stable and also help reduce that body roll like I said earlier. Now for the installation, everything's pretty straightforward except for the last part, which can be a little bit tough. And that last part is going to get this bolt threaded on this top bracket. And what makes that tough is this is in a really hard area to reach. If you look over here, you got to get your hands behind here and hold this in place with a wrench. So that's going to be kind of tricky just to get to in general. But looking at this welded bolt at the top, it's going to have some pretty thick powder coat to it, making everything pretty smooth and kind of harder to grab onto. But we're also going to have two welds on either side, so when you do get that wrench on there, there's really only one spot for you to make contact with. And going off with that powder coat too, on the inside on those threads, that's pretty thick. I'd recommend bolting this through before you get it on there all the way because that's going to be a pain to work through. But if you need a hand with the install and need any solutions, just stay tuned and we'll show you how to do it. Now to start off the install, we're going to jack up our Jeep and put our jack stands on either side. And now I'm just going to take off the tire so we can get a better look at it. You don't have to if you're installing it on your own, but let's just get a better look at it. Now we're just going to spray some soapy water, and this is just going to help us loosen everything up. Now we're just going to take a trim tool and pry it out in this cup. Just like that. Now that we have our jounce bumper out, we can put in our Timbrens. And how that's going to install is going to be a few parts. It's going to be a little bit more complicated, but what it's going to be is it's going to have the Timbren, this rubber spacer, and this adapter at the top. And we're going to run a bolt through the bottom of it, all the way through the top, just like so. And it will go through a washer too that's inside of your Timbren. Make sure that's lined up. Once you're at that stage, we're also going to have this piece that's going to go on the other side of here, just installing at the top. So that might be a little bit tricky to line up. We might have to do a few attempts getting it on there. But now we're going to grab a socket wrench. It's going to have an extender on there with a 9/16 socket on there. We're going to place that socket on our bolt, make sure everything's secure, and run this bolt through the bottom of here until we get everything lined up. And once everything's lined up and secured down, we can start tightening this together. Now we've been working on this a little bit, and it is going to be a pretty tough thread to get through with that bolt coming through here. And going on the top portion, you're going to have to find a way to hold that in place. We just got another wrench and hold it in place there, but I strongly suggest getting a friend to help you out with it. To be honest with you, that is a little bit of a workout to get on there. You're really going to have to crank it some. So getting a friend to help you with that is going to help you a lot. But once you have it installed on this side, they can go on to the other side and do the same thing. Now overall, this is going to be a solid option for you if you're just looking for that suspension enhancement. Now, I'd actually recommend something else too. I'd recommend the Sumo springs. This comes in 2 different versions. This is going to come in the blue and the black. The black's going to have a higher weight capacity. These are going to be a better solution for you if you're looking for something that's still going to give you that support and going to be a really easy installation. That's just going to plug right into this cup and just attach at this tab right here at the top of it. And that's pretty much it for the installation. So that's why I like them too. And especially for the Jeep, you're not going to be loading it up that heavy with a lot of accessories or anything. This is just more for peace of mind. But if you are constantly loading it up and there is a lot of heavy items on the back of it, then the Timbrens are going to do just fine. But if you liked everything you saw today, that's just a look at our Timbrens for your rear suspension on our 2023 Jeep Gladiator.